Praise the Lord. Luton Town have signed a defender. I'm here to talk about Luton Town signing Mark McGuinness, the big central defender from Cardiff City. So, Mark McGuinness, he's one that a lot of Luton Town fans haven't heard a lot about. Whenever we've played Cardiff, he's not one that jumps out from the team sheet and it's like, oh, it's Mark McGuinness. He's a central defender that we've opted to spend big money on. Big money for us. We don't tend to drop seven figures on a lot of players. It's only when we were promoted to the Premier League. So why do the recruitment staff think he is good enough to fill the gaps in our team? Well, firstly, we need defenders. That's very obvious because Rob Edwards himself said in a press conference a couple of weeks back, actually I think it was the Three Counties interview, like he has a theory on why our defenders have been breaking down so much, which, to be fair, it makes sense. It's the fact that attackers, they get a respite. After 60 minutes, you'll take off an attacker, you'll bring on some fresh legs, and it keeps your attack fresh. But no one thinks about the defender that, you know, they've been defending against, and I think the example he used was been defending against Chio Ogbene for 60 minutes, and then you got to Heath Chung for the remaining 30 minutes. So ultimately, we need defenders so we can rotate in, rotate out, and that's where Mark McGuinness comes in. Now, I don't think he's going to be a rotation option for us because look, we're spending quite a sizable chunk of money. The reports last week were that Cardiff had slapped a £10 million price tag on him. Now, I don't think for 1 second that we have spent £10 million on him. And you shouldn't think for 1 second that we spent £10 million on him. There's no chance. It's likely a large fee up front, well, a large fee for us, probably about 5 million, which is in line with our record transfer figure for Ryan Giles last season. Now, hopefully, he has more success at Luton Town than Ryan Giles, but that's a story for another day. So it will be a £5 million figure, likely with performance-based add-ons, like if we were to get promoted, if he were to score a certain amount of goals. He does score goals, but we'll talk about that later as well. Whether he performs, essentially. Performance-related bonuses. So we'll see what it ends up being, but it's being banded around as a fee that will be worth up to £10 million. Fortunately, unlike Teden Mengi, who hadn't played that much men's football before joining Luton Town, and also Ruel Walters, who, interestingly, Ruel Walters and Mark McGuinness are both from the Arsenal Academy. It'll be interesting to see if they actually know each other, although they are about 4 years difference, but there's always a possibility. Age doesn't matter. So Mark McGuinness, unlike Teden Mengi or Ruel Walters, he's played a lot of men's football. He's played almost a century of games for Cardiff, as well as having good loans at both Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday. And both those teams have said, wow, Mark McGuinness, he was a good player. And Cardiff fans as well, they are very sad to lose him. So realistically, I think we're getting a good signing here. Specifically, his time at Sheffield Wednesday, he won back-to-back Player of the Month awards. And that bodes well. I look at him, I look at his stature, I look at his knack of getting goals from the back post as well, from corners, and I see a player similar to Jake Cooper. Now, Jake Cooper, for long-time listeners of the podcast, they will know I really rate Jake Cooper. I think he's a tremendous player. He's very good with his feet, considering his size. To be honest, Jake Cooper looks a bit like a giraffe. Mark McGuinness looks a bit more filled out, and from what we've seen of his time at Ipswich, Sheffield Wednesday, also Cardiff, he likes popping up at the back post to score goals from corners. Now, corners are something that Luton Town have struggled to turn in. And to be honest, it's something that we should be utilising. Last season, we were great from set pieces, Alfie Doughty whipping in a ball, like sort of from a deep space, and then Carlton Morris, being ready on the back stick to chop it back across the goalkeeper. But corners, we haven't had that much success with corners. Yes, we have some height in the team. We have Elijah Adebayo, Teden Mengi is relatively tall, but now we are getting a player who is 6'4", and he's got quite a jump on him. So I think if we can keep Alfie Doughty, or if we can bring in another set piece specialist, so we can utilize corner kick routines just a little bit more, it's something that we do need to use. And also, let's face it, Mark McGuinness has a point to prove. He's a Republic of Ireland international. When you're a professional footballer, you want to play at the highest levels. So he's currently being capped at under 17 and under 19 and under 21 levels. The next step for Mark McGuinness is to be playing for a top championship club. Look, no disrespect to Cardiff. I know Cardiff have been in the Premier League relatively recently. However, under Vincent Tan's ownership, they have become a little bit of a joke. And it's a shame, because Cardiff, they've had some good times. But I don't see Cardiff challenging at the top end of the championship anytime in the near future. And ultimately, Mark McGuinness, to get to that next level of senior international recognition, he needs to be playing for a team that wants to be challenging at the top of the table. And Luton Town is that team. He will be kept busy, because while we play this 3 at the back formation with a 2-man midfield, a flat midfield, he will get tested. He will have to defend one-on-one, which I've been told he can do. He's very good in the tackle. He likes to bring the ball out as well. He sort of sticks to Rob Edwards' philosophy of playing out from the back, and he has 2 good feet. We'll see where he slots in at the back at Luton Town, but he will get tested because our defenders are always very busy. We just need to look back at some of the games this season already. Our defenders, especially against Portsmouth, they were fantastic. Even when we went 4 at the back, they were still requiring to do the dirty business. And that is ultimately what we want from a defender. We want a defender that can play with the ball at his feet, but also muck in, do the dirty side of the game from the back. It's very reassuring to me that Mark McGuinness has already played a number of games at championship level. Look, I'm not going to say we shouldn't be signing players who haven't been recognised at championship level, but the fact that he already has so many games at championship level, it's very reassuring. Hopefully, Mark McGuinness can just slot in and start being a star for Luton Town. The thing that worries me is, what does this mean for Teden Mengi? Yes, Mark McGuinness can play at right centre-back, he can play at left centre-back. Left centre-back, I think Amari Bell, his return was very important. It sort of locks down left centre-back, because Amari Bell is vital for how we play. We just look much better with Amari Bell in the team. Right centre-back, I feel it's unfair on Ruel Walters if he is dropped from the team to fit Mark McGuinness in. But at the same time, why can't we put Ruel Walters at right wing back and then move Chio Ogbene further up the pitch? Because again, I like Chio Ogbene further up the pitch where he can affect things. And Ruel Walters as well, because he looks like such a prospect. He has to play. Realistically, he'll be slotting in the middle of the back 3. So potentially, does that mean Teden Mengi's going to leave? I hope not, because Teden Mengi is an absolute giant of a player. He will be our player of the season, most likely, if he stays. But if Teden Mengi does go, I know it'll be for a hell of a lot of money. And ultimately, we have a replacement for the centre of defence in Mark McGuinness, a ready-made replacement. But these are just my opinions on Mark McGuinness. What do you think about the signing of Mark McGuinness? Get your thoughts in the comment section below, and please drop a like on this video. It really helps the channel. And if you love the content from the We Are Luton Town podcast, please subscribe to our channel. As always, a big thank you to Carry On and Blackstar Amplification, our audio partners, for making sure that we sound great. And also a big thank you to the record shop in Amersham. If you collect vinyl, go check them out. They have so much. I don't collect vinyl, but even I will go and check it out because I just love the artwork on those old LPs. As always, I hope you all have a great day, and most importantly, come on you Hatters.